This video might be a little controversial. Today I am going to talk about the popular Booktok books that I personally did not like. Here we go. It's not that I hated any of these books. I did hate one of them, and it's the most popular one. I just didn't love these books as much as like the internet hyped me up to like them. I'm going to start with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I thought this book was a great young adult thriller. It was a great murder mystery for young adults. I want to say it's the first of two. I think there's a sequel. Personally, I would not read the second one. The first half was so terrible and boring, and the second half was really good. It was phenomenal. But why did it take 360 pages for this book to get even slightly good? Like, the ending, amazing. Absolutely loved it. I'm not going to do a summary of these books because I'm assuming that you guys, if you're watching this, have already read these books. If not, I don't want to spoil anything. But Pip, the main character of this book, it bothered me that she girl bossed so hard. She is trying to solve a crime, but while doing that, she commits like 100 other crimes. Blackmail, breaking and entering, probably tampering with evidence. I don't know. I read this book so long ago, I barely remember it, but I wouldn't read it again. I wasn't a fan of it. I'm not going to read the second one. If you are a young adult who wants to get into the thriller murder mystery genre, I highly, highly recommend this book for you. If you are an adult who already loves thrillers and murder mysteries, I wouldn't recommend it. Kind of a waste of my time. Second one I am going to talk about is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and I have already done a deep dive on my thoughts of the Colleen Hoover books I have read, so I'm not going to talk too much about this one, but I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars, I believe. I lied. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and I gave A Good Girl's Guide to Murder 3 out of 5 stars. So It Ends With Us, I have said this before, I'll say it again, it needs a trigger warning. This book does not appropriately discuss and bring awareness to domestic violence in relationships. I don't want to say it doesn't bring awareness, but I don't think it appropriately handles domestic violence. And if you have been through it, I don't think that this is a book, I don't want to say it's not a book you should read, but I just think it needs to have a trigger warning. I thought some parts of it were a little harder to read, and it just wasn't my favorite of the Colleen Hoover books. I'm glad that it is turning into a movie, but I'm just not excited about it. My third Booktok book that I want to talk about is The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. Again, it's not that I hated these books. TikTok just put such high expectations for these books, and then they were huge letdowns. I've done a full review on this book, but I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. All of my full reviews can be found on GoodReads, as well as a few of them here on YouTube. I didn't like the writing of this book. I didn't love the characters. I thought the plot was good. It was just overdone. Like, it felt just like Verity. There are a lot of other books that have similar plots to this, so I just think that there were 100 ways that Freida McFadden could have taken this book to be better, and she just didn't. She didn't go there, and she could have, and personally, I think she should have. Overall, I really liked the ending. It would be a great book club book, and I did put some book club questions in my full review, but I'm not going to read the second one anytime soon. Not thrilled about it. The last one I'm going to talk about, and I swore to myself I wouldn't talk about this book on YouTube, but here I am. I'm going to get some hate for this, but it is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I hated this book. I'm so sorry if you love Emily Henry, but she is just not the vibe for me. What I will say, my only positive about this book is that the descriptions were phenomenal. Like, I really did feel like I was with these characters in every scene, but other than that, the writing was pretty good. It was fine. The plot, horrible. The characters, horrible. Did not like any of it. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. This book is great for young adults, even though the entire book is about 30-year-olds acting like young adults. Like, I truthfully felt like these 30-year-olds were acting in their relationships and friendships how I did when I was 16. It just wasn't my style. I'm sorry, but I thought it was boring, and it met the expectations of Emily Henry that I already had in my mind, which were not high. Just because I didn't like these books doesn't mean that you won't. So I do think you should read at least a couple of them if you haven't, solely for the sake of them being popular books this year. I'm not even going to say I had a good time reading all of these books because it took a lot. It took everything in me to finish Happy Place and kind of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. But anywho, no hate to these authors. I just didn't love these books. I will try other books by all of these authors. You guys know I've read a lot of Colleen Hoover's. It Ends With Us just wasn't my favorite at all. Emily Henry, I hadn't ever read any of hers. Didn't love it, but maybe I'll give her another try. Holly Jackson, I don't have any comments. And who was the other? Freida McFadden, I will definitely try more of her books. I think everyone on TikTok hypes up books more than they should be, so this was my honest opinion and review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Whatever you're reading this weekend or next week, happy reading. Maybe you could read one of these and let me know if your opinion is different. But anywho, happy reading. Bye.